What up, Bucs fans? We are live. We are back. It's a Monday. The preseason is finally over. Hallelujah. Thank the Lord. Hit that button one more time.
Right.
So, yeah, hit it again. There we go. It's freaking awesome. It's go time. This is Real Bucs Talk. I'm Michael Pless, your host. Joined as always, my co-host, Mark Ramirez. Mark, it feels good, man. It feels good. We're only a couple weeks out from the opening week against the Cowboys. Final cuts are starting to be made. And yeah, I'm excited. You're excited. We got new jerseys today.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, good times are coming up here soon.
Hell to the yeah. I mean, it's football's here, the real stuff, not just this preseason stuff. The roster cuts are making it even more real because guys are losing jobs where other guys are just getting excited because they're finally making a roster. And it's going to be tight. I mean, some of these roster spots, I mean, like look at the safety room. Two guys that were on this team last year, or at least in practice squad, are no longer with them. And there's a rookie that's hoping he's going to make it, Nolan Turner, the safety room. So we're going to be touching on that. But either way, football's here. Excited. Bring all your questions. And we're honestly probably going to hit a lot of you guys' questions. So anything you want to bring, shoot it in the comment section. Because, I mean, we're already looking at one, Bud Cannabis. You're going to get probably the talk of the time, because Plus wants to really talk on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you guys are here, be sure to hit that like button. Help us out. Comment down below. What you think of this stream afterwards, or if you got any suggestions or anything you guys want for future shows, let us know. And hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. So yeah, again, we appreciate everyone in here, and let's have a great show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about a couple of different topics, but yeah, the one main topic I want to get to, I guess we can dive right into that. It's just, I've seen a lot, from national media, but also just the local fan base and local media as well. It's like they're already counting this team out. Like, I understand, okay, back off the maybe Super Bowl automatic win. Yeah, of course. We got to have a season to play, and there's a lot of factors that go into winning a championship. But I've seen media and others like saying we don't have a chance at the playoffs, or we're going to be like a first round exit, stuff like that. Just because we've had some bad luck along the offensive line with Ali Marpet retiring, Ryan Jensen getting hurt, and you're replacing them with inexperienced guys and Robert Hainsey and Luke Giddicky. But did I forget, like, this team is still a dominant roster? Like, how many pieces do you have on this team that are all pro level guys that last time I checked takes 11 working as one? We talk about that all the time. And I said it earlier today, this defense has a chance to be top 5. And the offense still has Tom Brady there with Mike Evans and others. And like, I don't understand why. I understand the concern, but let's let the boys play first before we freak out and say we need a whole new offensive line, which shouldn't be the case.
Well, let's break it down.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we touched on a lot of things there.
Right.
So the biggest elephant in the room is what Bud Campbell is saying. Honestly, a little nervous about the O-line boys. It was the first comment in here, so let's touch on it. So, and he brings it even more. My only worry right now is that the O-line, left guard, center. So it's like 2/5 of the whole entire line. Let's break it down. So you're looking at it. I can see your concern. Everyone's worried about, pressure in the middle in front of Brady's face results in hell. I mean, it's going to be trashy. It's going to be bad. Brady can't withstand that on a week-to-week basis. Okay, I can understand your worry, but then again, think about who Tom Brady is. Let's just bring up his face really quick. He's a number 1 rated football player in the top 100 players, and that's voted by players. So let's give his limelight a face. I don't know if anyone's understood how good this guy is. Okay, let's keep going on. Let's go on again. How good is he? Let's look at his career stats. Let's bring that back up. What does that look like? How many times has he been a subpar player? An 8-8 season. He had a 9-7 season. Look where he's 25 years old. After that, I see nothing but double digits on the record. And yes, his team's usually better. I remember someone saying Tom Brady's trash, Aaron Rodgers is better because he just does it with everything. No, Tom Brady takes less because he wants great players around him. That's why he has so many damn great players around him. If you're worried about the O-line, guess what? Tom Brady's smart enough because he's been in the league this damn long. He's 45 years old to lean away from certain areas. He knows a blocking scheme. He knows where people are going to be blitzing him at. He can get a half second longer or a second longer just based off of knowing what's coming at him. And teams that want to blitz, good. You're going to leave someone open. You're leaving someone one-on-one. You have guys on the outside that can win easy one-on-ones. Evans, Julio, those are jump ball magnets. Just throw it up, especially if we're in the side of the 10, side of the 20. Why the hell not? I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over anyone else. So, I mean, but I do understand the concern. Your center and left guard are going to be new guys that weren't on the team last year. But every season, every team has rollover. There's new players in every position. Yes, we can't expect if Luke Gedeke does win the position, which it looks highly likely he will, can expect him to be like Tristan Wirfs. That is a tall tale ask. But he's not just an open door, okay? That's something that someone were Caleb Benenoch from years past, we talked a lot on how he was just bad on almost every rep. You don't see that from Luke Gedeke. And Hainsey, I haven't said anything bad this year. Seeing his preseason, I know it's preseason. Again, something we're happy it's over. But you didn't see that bad of a preseason. You saw really good play, consistent play. I'm just not that severely worried until it starts showing its face. And I'm nowhere near going to say we're an 8-8 season. A lot of people are fans, Buck fans are saying that. I just don't see that with the roster you have. And that's just offensively. Defensively, it's a different story. So if you want to add more on the offense before you touch on this could be elite defense.
Yeah, I just pause on the panic button. That's all I'm saying. I understand the concern, like you said. Yeah, they're new guys. Shaq Mason is new as well, but again, he's experienced. He's an all-star player on the right side next to Tristan Wirfs. Robert Hainsey has been training for over a year for this to become this type of player, and they were looking for him to take this job this year regardless. Like, if we didn't sign, because they were going with Hainsey because they expected Tom to stay retired. Like, if Tom wasn't coming back, Hainsey would be your center no matter what. And the same thing with the left guard position. We had to replace Ali Marpet because he retired. So Luke Gedeke was probably going to be your starter at some point this year. He's just starting the first game because he's the best option. And you look at Tristan Wirfs and then Donovan Smith, really good tackles. So you still have a very capable offensive line. And Tom Brady's done a lot with less.
Yeah.
A lot with less in the past years, where he didn't have great offensive lines in New England, and he still took them to the playoffs because guess what? They had a great team still. They had defense, they had special teams, they had an offense that was figured it out. And I think that's what Tom Brady will do. He'll figure it out. If there's leaks in the O-line, they will figure it out. And that's why I'm confident that they'll be okay. You have great coaches on this staff, and you have great talent. Mike Evans is top 5 receiver. Chris Godwin looks like he's going to be ready for week 1. Julio Jones made a big play. Everyone saw the video we put out of him in the comeback route. It looked awesome. And Tom Brady still has a frozen rope that he just pulls out, at age 45. So I think everyone just needs to take a breath, and it'll be okay. Let's see how they look against Dallas before we start, jumping off the ledge here.
Yeah, I mean, offensive line, let it play out. They're going to get better as the unit stays together. Your outside guys, be confident in. I know someone was even saying, oh, Wirfs already has an injury. Oh, damn, he's playing. He's going to play. He's ready for week 1, or most likely ready for week 1. I'm not going to say it just yet, but I mean, they're there together. Let them play out. Really, the only worry is left guard. That's because he's a rookie. Let him learn, but guess what? He has a center and a left tackle next to him to kind of grow together with. We can make adjustments and get the ball out faster. 100%. I mean, that's what Tom Brady's there for. Like Plus said, he's done better with worse. So let's see what he can do with this roster.
Yep.
And here's some optimism here. The next time we see our boys, it will be in a real game, a not nationally televised game in Jerry's world. We made it, boys and girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Exciting. And then I wanted to add this one right here. The biggest jerk is the knee jerk. The knee jerk never solves anything. We have viable solutions. No need for fear. So, I mean, 100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're judging things before a game even started. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Gage's going to be a killer sleeper. And that's fourth receiver. I mean, just think about all the options that we can get the ball out fast. We can do deep threats. We can throw the ball shorter. If someone's going to blitz, okay, give me Rashard White or Lenny Fournette in the flats, and let's see what we can work. There's options. It's not like there's no one that can get open, especially really fast. I think that's why they brought in Gage for those situations where people do blitz really fast, and we need a quick man winner. There you go. So here, let's see this one. Let's be real. That even the mediocre defenses are still going to be shitting their pants trying to cover all of our weapons. I fully agree. But let me leave this one more point. We were almost an 8-8 team with Jameis throwing 30 interceptions.
Exactly.
You think Tom Brady's going to throw 30 interceptions? We're only going to go 8-8? Not a chance in hell. We're going to put ourselves in a situation to be in every game. That's how Tom Brady plays. That's how he's proven it year after year after year. Our team isn't going to shoot ourselves in the foot as bad as it used to be. Okay, and hopefully our defense is elite enough that we can take the ball away enough where the offense barely has to do anything. And that's saying something considering how loaded this offense is. And that's kind of a good, I guess, medium for you to take over. Defensively, how elite is this defense going to be in your opinion?
The defense is the real deal, guys. And, I talked about it earlier today on Twitter. I said they have a chance to be elite for sure. The front seven is probably as best as it's been since Todd Bowles has got here. And then you look at the secondary, it's fully healthy. It's ready to go. It's experienced now. And you also added, Logan Ryan. You added Keanu Neal. I think there's a comment up here above on Logan Ryan. Let me get that in here. Yeah, Justice with it again. Logan Ryan is going to bring a level of intelligence to that defensive backfield, being that communication was a glaring issue. I'm sure that won't be a problem or a forward coming issue. So yeah, I completely agree with that. That's going to be big for them. That's really been the problem for the secondary, is being in the right spots. And now they know the scheme. Everyone doesn't have no one has an excuse back there. And then you have linebackers and Levante, who's fully healthy, Devin White, who's ready to bounce back, and Shaq Barrett and JTS are going to get after the quarterback. And you have depth up front. Like, you have a lot of depth up front that can be good in a rotation. So I'm confident. I'm confident in what they can bring. And I can't wait to see the defense really kind of take over the headlines this year for this team. I really think they can do that kind of damage.
We agree a lot, but
yeah.
I mean, it's because we talk a lot about it behind the scenes a lot too. So why are we so confident in it? Is because look at the additions we had. You just touched on Logan Ryan. I 100% agree. The communication in that back end is going to be shored up. You're not going to have like situations in the Rams game, especially that late in the damn season, in that playoff game, guys running wide the hell open. This shouldn't happen. That's a lack of communication, a lack of knowing where I need to be. Guys trying to make a play. No, this is a team. Again, we say it on the offensive side. We're going to say it on the defensive side. 11 working as one. You need that. And I saw Logan Ryan today on a little chat with what's the girl's name? Casey what? Something Casey.
Casey Hudson.
The Bucs beat writer or whatever she is. He was saying how literally I'm a winner. I'm a team winner. I'm a team first guy. I know how to win. How do you win? You work together as a team. I mean, that's the biggest thing. This is the biggest team game.
Casey Phillips. That's
Casey Phillips. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank bud. But that's part of the game. And then you have him as a veteran. And then I want to touch on this guy. I'm going to bring him up. Who's this other big boy in the middle we got?
Yeah, Akeem Hicks.
So I want to show you, this is the big prime reason why we think Devin White, Levante David, our linebackers are going to have massive seasons, is because what this big ass dude can do in the middle of your defense, not to mention Vita Vea is still there, but look at the destruction this guy can do on the screen. Literally taking up two guys, and then what is Levante David going to do? Oh, he's just going to squeal around over here because look at the size of that damn hole this guy creates because he has two guys on him. And then, oops, there we go. I run into a sack. Way to go. And then look who's waving his hand because he knows he contributed in that play. Disgusting. Yeah. Plus, talk on this a little bit more.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And as you see there, Akeem Hicks' ability to take up multiple guys. I mean, he takes up two guys instantly because he's a huge dude. And like you said, this is without Vita Vea on the field. Vita's got to take up two guys, or Vita's going to get singled. And guess what happens when that happens? It's destruction. And Levante David, takes full advantage here. You're going to see that a lot. And they didn't even send in Devin White, who's a little bit faster than Levante. And yeah, so there's so many options, and they did a lot of this, as you're going to see here. Again, just look at that push. Like, he just gets consistent push. They run a stunt with Vita Vea coming around. Like, no offensive line wants to see that. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
it's
look at the immediacy.
disgusting.
Look how far back this guy goes. Okay, this guy, we're gonna get a stunt here, stunt there. This guy's gonna get pushed so far back, and the ball has to come out immediately because guess what? You're gonna get run the hell over, or you're just gonna get sacked and broken your ribs. All of them gone. And look who's right there, Levante David. Why? Why is he reading that so fast? Because he knows the quarterback can't hold the ball that long. That's what we're talking about. Things where you're gonna have to think faster as a quarterback because the pressure is getting in there. And then now him in the running game, look how quick he is. He's not just a fat slob. A lot of guys talked on Sue about that. Look at the quickness here. Quick, oops, swim over, and let me get you. You're down. I contributed again, even in the running game. Some people were concerned about that. What do you see here?
Yeah, not concerned at all. I mean, this is awesome to see, and it just shows like his athleticism, his athletic ability to get in there fast with his size. Very impressive and very smart football player. And I think that's what they've added this offseason with Akeem Hicks and Logan Ryan and others, that, with the additions, it's going to make this defense a lot of fun. And
I
again,
mean,
here holding up, holding up two dudes, and it
this is
makes,
called a functional bench press right here. And let me stand him up. Like,
yep.
too simple.
And look what it does for Vita Vea. It
Yeah,
allows him to be singled, and Vita Vea being singled is just not fair for anybody. And he's going to make plays because of it.
it's just funny. Who the hell singles Vita Vea? It is
Yeah.
too easy. Just toss him to the side.
And again, this is preseason, and it's why you can't I guess, you can't get too high on it, because teams are going to have game plans going into the regular season. And that's why I talked about the offensive line earlier. We can game plan for Luke Giddicky. You can game plan for Robert Hainsey. And of course, other teams, yeah, exactly. There you go. Other teams are going to game plan as well. They're going to run stunts. They're going to run blitzes against our inside offensive line. But there's ways you can combat it with max protection, slide protection, and Tom Brady's the best at avoiding pressure because of his feet. And we have options to throw the ball quickly. And I think that's why you've added like a Russell Gage. That guy gets open.
Yeah.
Same thing with Rashad White. Rashad White's going to be open, be able to catch the ball. Leonard Fournette, So there's a lot of things we can do, and I think they'll be fine. And again, as they grow with experience, they're just going to get better. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
So,
and to be honest, like, let me touch on one more thing on the defense.
mm,
You mentioned this. Our front seven has honestly the ability to be elite. And if
yeah,
that front seven stays healthy, does what they need to do, JTS makes that jump. Shaq Barrett just does his normal, which is a push 10 sack guy. And now he's going against a rookie left tackle who is supposed to be the Cowboys left guard week 1. Good luck. They're going to have
yeah.
to be protecting over to that side. And what's Vita Vea and Akeem Hicks going to do in the middle?
Mm,
Destruction. Ray just showed what could happen. The ability of this front seven and then A-gap blitzes by Devin White and Levante David, look the hell out. And what does that do for everyone behind them? Makes your job so much easier. Your
yeah.
safeties can first read and jump it and go. And even, again, in that Logan Ryan interview,
Mm,
said literally balls where he could almost get close to the ball of intercepting Tom Brady or just tipping it. He knew in his own mind that just in practice, if I can do that, I know in the game I'm going to be able to intercept the ball because of Tom Brady's awareness. If he's getting that ball out so fast on a rope, if I barely got it, I'm usually intercepting someone else.
mm,
Just the mindset of that. Oh, if I can do it to him, anyone else is trash. That's awesome.
yeah.
That's the powerful thing to think about. And that he's going to bring that with everyone else in the back end. Hey, if we're getting that close, I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen.
Mm,
Confidence, leadership, awareness in that back end that you can just jump routes because your front seven's that good. That's why we're considering this defense to be so good in itself.
yeah.
And then,
Well, I think the biggest thing, and we've noticed it since Todd Bowles has got here, the scheme works. Like,
yeah,
it's a scheme that, if executed properly and guys understand where they have to be, it's very successful. And that you can go to last year and look at the numbers and see that it does work. Even with all the injuries that this defense had, they still had 29 takeaways, which I was I was surprised that they had that many. That was more than the Super Bowl year. They only had 25 in the Super Bowl year. They had 29 last year, which is crazy given all the dropped interceptions we had as well. That's nuts. So it shows that defensively, these guys were taking steps forward. Now it's just about, okay, got to stay healthy. Can we do certain things to, execute more effectively and be more efficient? That's going to be awesome.
My wife sent me a text. It was hilarious. Sorry to laugh at it, but
It's okay.
but yeah. So he just talked about takeaways.
Yeah.
The takeaway should be coming a little bit faster now because of that pressure we just talked on. I wanted to kind of go back over to the talking point again of the worry about the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Something we touched on earlier in the year. Tom said it here. We got to run the ball. It's not necessarily a must.
Yeah.
But we should be able to do it more efficiently with the guys that we have. Shaq Mason is a phenomenal run blocker.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Gedeke, if you look at his college tape, all are in the running game. Hainsey, really damn good mover in the running game. His best blocks are literally like 10, 15 yards down the field. Guy's nuts.
Yeah.
So you have road graders like that, very athletic linemen. We should be more efficient in running the ball. I think that's why they did so many damn running plays in the preseason as well, to show that we can run the ball. And yeah, maybe some games didn't work out well because we had lesser players in there.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady's there. People are going to be scared he's going to throw all over the place. If you add in running the ball, which we said so many damn times last year, start running because that's how we won.
Yeah.
Even the playoffs. Lenny was all over the place. That's how he got the damn nickname, Playoff Lenny, and then Lombardi Lenny. Start running more. Hopefully we do that with more blocking tight ends, more motions, just doing it more creative. It doesn't have to be smash mouth like the Ravens do. Just make an effort to do that, to get the ball out of a 45-year-old man's hand.
No, I couldn't agree more. And yeah, you saw that in the opening drive of last week's game against the Colt. I mean, Leonard Fournette had a nice run where he took it inside and bounced off a guy, got extra yards. So that continuation of staying committed to the run, doing different things, all that was, obviously a good sign. And yeah, play action, all those things add up and go off each other. So it will definitely be interesting. I love this comment. Yeah, Keefe run the ball. I would love to see it too. Keefe and Cade Otton were definitely studs in this last game, blocking, catching the ball, doing a lot of things that they're going to help out the tight end room. Keefe is pretty much locked in as the fullback, which is great. Athletic blocker, can do so many different things. They're both going to help our offense tremendously, that I think will go under the radar as far as like stats, but you'll see them on tape where they're making big time impact because of their blocking.
We'll see us obnoxiously putting out shorts of how good they're doing blocking, because that just doesn't get in the stat sheet, so no one gets all hyped up about it.
Yeah,
it's the little things in between the lines that get the team to win, and that's why I think Jason Light's been doing really good as of late. Players that will contribute in a team basis, not just me first. And then again, when you have Tom Brady, everyone's going to have to be a team, because he's going to be the biggest leader, telling you, you're going to do this because this is how we're going to have a formula to win.
Mm-hmm.
You shut up and listen. Just be honest.
Yeah.
And then here, I mean, this is also cool. I mean, you have Wild Thing Vaughn the Rock. He's actually doing pretty damn good.
He looked good. Yeah.
In the preseason. So you even said it, like, Gio Bernard may not even be on the roster, not roster, but like practice squad type of guy, even though he's a veteran. I think his blocking is going to keep him on, but that's a loaded room as well. I mean, those are 4 bona fide good running backs that you can rotate in and out. I mean, Vaughn's going to have to find his way into special teams. I don't know if Bernard can do that.
Right. No, Vaughn will most likely play special teams. But yeah, it's a good room, and Leonard Rashad is coming along just fine, and then Keyshawn and Gio as that 2-minute kind of running back as far as like pass protection and being a pass option. Yeah, really nice. So it's a good group. Excited about it, and yeah, I can't wait to see how it comes together. But this team it's a good roster, very good roster. It's put together very well, and we're almost there. We got 2 more weeks, and we're going to be there, guys. Can't wait. With that said, though, be sure to hit that like button. Help us out. Help support the channel. Like this stream. We got about over 35 people in here. We appreciate the likes, so be sure to do that. Subscribe if you're new. If you want to comment, hit that subscribe button and help us out. We appreciate the support. You guys have been so helpful over the last month. Football season is definitely in effect.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome just seeing all the comments on the YouTube channel. You guys are great, and we appreciate it.
All right, so I want to back up Plus's stats here because it's something we looked up because he remembered this too. This is awesome. Last year, 2021, he was talking turnovers. We had 29 forced turnovers. The Buccaneers forced that. All right. Look at our Super Bowl year. Come over here. They only had 25. We had more last year than the year before. And then, okay, well, how do we do with Jameis? We just didn't turn the ball over enough for Jameis. Couldn't do it. That's why we lost games. It was 2019. Jameis. How do we do? We had 28 turnovers. So we had more than our Super Bowl season, just one less than we had last year. But look at the biggest number of them all. 41 turnovers we had. And 30, what? I'd probably say 37 for Jameis alone.
Yeah.
He had how many fumbles? I don't know. But that is a big reasoning. You don't shoot yourself in the foot. You're a more viable option to be in games. Don't turn the ball over and force turnovers. That's usually the biggest stat that decides a game. If we can start doing that, especially with a way better defense, a Tom Brady that knows how to manage a game, great. We start running the ball a little bit more, control the clock a little bit more. Good luck, other teams. Given our offensive line is so shitty, supposedly, I still don't see the 8 to 9 unless something drastically bad happens. But nothing's happened yet.
Right.
So no one can look in their crystal ball and say, I knew it was going to be an 8-win season. I can't say I'm going to look at my crystal ball and say it's going to be a definite playoff Super Bowl season either. I'm just saying, stats don't lie. This is summing up the differences of what was a winning team, what's a losing team. You can see it glaring right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to get to this question. This was asked a little earlier by TB12 Goatman. He says, some good special teams guys got released today. You think we go grab anyone to help that group? I think that's probably a bigger concern of mine instead of offensive line. So if they are looking for, bottom of the roster type of guys that can help special teams, absolutely. I think they could definitely change some things up there. I think the special teams overall will be okay because once you get guys in defined roles, it should be better overall as far as execution. Again, they were punting it deep to see who's gunners, like who can step up as gunners. So Camarda was, kicking it farther on purpose. That was like a design plan. So overall, I think they'll be okay. Got to get a good returner. That's the thing. Darden's got to be more consistent. That's something we have to get, going forward this year. But we got a kicker. It looks like Ryan Suckup is definitely going to be the guy, which is great. He was consistent, made a 50-yarder. So special teams, just got to hope for the best. We hope they can continue to get better and be consistent, but I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, you don't 100% know. I mean, they were depending on Zion McCollum being another gunner as well. He hadn't played the last couple games.
Right.
That's a big question mark. That is a concern. It should be a viable thing. Is Grant Stewart going to make this team? He was a huge special teams ace last year. They just brought on recently the Avery guy. Does he stick and make the roster? Because they sounded like they were depending on him, and that's a concern. That they bring in a guy that late, saying that they don't want to look later in the season for a special teams ace. So, to me, yeah, that's always been a concern, especially against the Saints. They always do well against us in the special teams category. There's 3: offense, defense, and special teams. Cannot look at that. And that's something where, as of late, we haven't really had it. We haven't had a returner.
Yeah.
We haven't had a good punt blocking team. We don't really do well in defending that either.
Right.
So, I mean, that is a concern over the offensive line because of all the weapons we have there. We don't really have it on the special teams area, even though our punter looks like we got a punter. Looks like he plays kick it deep, does whatever the hell he wants to, and hopefully just Suckup can have a refreshing year. Hopefully. I mean, we know inside the 40 is usually go-to, but big games are going to need a clutch kick.
Yep. No, I couldn't agree. And I think on the positive of that battle, I think Jose Borregales might be able to sneak on the practice squad, which is, I think that's a benefit, to have him as a backup just in case if something happens to suck up. So that's a good sign. I want to get to this other question and then we'll get more into the roster. But how much are we feeling like Rashad will be used? Guy has shown he has real potential. I think he's going to continue to get usage as the year goes on, and that could increase quite a bit. I think him and Leonard by the end of the year will be like pretty much 50-50 in my opinion. I think they'll just the way both of them can be utilized so many ways, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch that mature.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it there. It's how does he mature? How does he learn the playbook? That's the biggest thing. Is he going to know enough of the playbook to get on and get playing time, considering the people who are in front of him? Lenny, On, Gio. I know based off of draft position, you think he should be in there immediately. Well, Vaughn was a third-round pick. Did he look all world? Did he get immediately play? I mean, preseason's preseason. This is the regular season. A lot more advanced blitzes, a lot more pickups he's going to have to do. And guys are just a lot more aware. No one's like trying to struggle to make a team. They already made it. They know where to be. They know they've been in this. These are grown men that have been playing this game for a while. This is their job to know where the assignment is. So it's going to be difficult, I think. I think you're going to see some areas where, again, this isn't BA's team no more. It's Todd Bowles, but does he get the yank really fast like BA used to do because of Rojo's missed assignment blocks, or Bowles leave him in there? I don't know. We'll see what rubs off to Todd Bowles, right?
Yeah. No, good question, W. Berger. We appreciate it. Looks like you're new in here. First time we've seen you in here, I think. So welcome.
No, I believe that's Wes.
Oh, is it? Oh, he must have changed his thing, but we appreciate the question. Good to see you.
Here's another good question. Where is it? Supply and demand. He always has good questions here. Here it is. We just have to play the pass better on third down. And what did he say was the biggest liability? Jamel Dean, SMB. I can agree to that 100%, the third down point. With our front seven being better, because that's what you saw all last year too. Play the run awesome on first down. They'd get an incompletion on second down, or hell, it'd be a full start, second and 15. They get a chunk on third, and it's 3rd and 7, and they'd give up like a 15-yard pass.
Yeah. Because
the pressure didn't get in, and the secondary had to wait and look, or they'd play back. I think if the front seven is playing that well and you can win with your front four, not even have to play Russia pass rusher or Russia linebacker, the secondary will look better. That's what we're kind of saying. And Dean and SMB, maybe in your opinion, are liabilities. SMB, yes, at times. But if they can jump the route on the first read, you should be winning more often than you lose. And I just think it all comes down to that front seven. Same thing with how people are so worried about our offensive line. The front line has to do their job. And if they can do it, everything behind them gets a lot easier. Tom Brady can throw a 50-yard pass down the field if he has time to block. No quarterback can throw if Hicks and Vita Vea are breathing down their throat 2 seconds right after the play is hiked. Boom, you're down. Yeah. So that's just part of it. It's everything working together.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think, like you said, the front seven in the secondary, they're just going to be in the right spots more often. I feel the secondary knows what their jobs are. Let the system work. Trust it. You've been in it for 3 years now. Everyone pretty much knows the scheme, and it should work as long as, again, health is a key factor. But the guys up front, I mean, we showed it earlier. Akeem Hicks, man, he's going to take up 2 guys at all times, and that's going to single up Shaq Barrett, JTS, and those guys one-on-one. That's a problem. Definitely. And this is the stuff I was talking about earlier. Black Mirror, bro. I think the Bucs are more likely to go 8-8 than make the playoffs. Black Mirror, that's a great show. I appreciate appreciate the love on that show, but yeah, comments like that, let's save that until after. Let's see how they look week 1 against Dallas. But again, that's your opinion. We appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not like it's only the Bucs. That's actually a huge talking point I wanted to mention. I was supposed to go on with Buck What You Heard and talk about this. I can never get away. Plus, the only person that can say, Mark, be here at this time, and I jump. I'm sorry, Gene, but I'm going to kind of break it down over here. injury wise, people think it's only the Bucs getting injured. Have you seen the Cowboys' injuries so far? I mean, their left tackle, they have a rookie moving over there because Tyron Smith tore his hamstring, a Vulcan fracture, right off. He's gone for a while. Look at their wide receivers. James Washington, gone. Michael Gallup, gone. Not going to play. There's other teams getting injuries. It's not just the Buccaneers. And if you look at it, you can't blame the Bucs training staff. The Bucs have them in their hands. Those trainers can hold them from the second they step in the building, and then the second they step out, they have no control over anything. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. It's their responsibility. It's their job to stay in shape year round. You can't stretch 1 second before a game and think you're all good. That stuff takes a while. This is your profession. It's like you got to learn to do year round, keeping your body in shape for 10 plus years. You just have to do it. Look at Tom Brady, how much money he spends on his body year after year. Look at these supreme athletes like LeBron James, how much millions he spends on just his body year round to stay healthy. And that's why they have this longevity. You can't get mad at a certain player if they just aren't taking care of their body in the off season to stay healthy throughout. Ndamukong Suh did that. He was almost never hurt. Yeah, you played through soft tissue stuff, but things that happen to Ryan Jensen, that you can't prevent that. A 300-pound body running through your knee.
Yeah.
Some situations it's hard to stop. But I start giving some of the blame to some of these players that aren't a hammy, soft tissue, but like pulled a hammy. That's something you can kind of prevent. A torn ACL, a guy flies into it, that's hard. So just think about it before you start saying it's the training staff's job to do all that. They are adults.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about this right here. Wild salmon. That's what you need right there.
Hey, it also applies. That's what Brady does. Anti-inflammatory diet, right? Get all those bad impurities out. Jeez. I mean, Brady drinks about 10 gallons of water a day. No, not that much.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a combination of the players. The players have to do their jobs. Training staff's going to only do so much to help them and, put them on a certain regiment that they need. Now it's up to those players to do, the exercises in their downtime when they're away, from the office. So that's as much as important as, everyday training at the facility. You have to do that work on your off time as well.
Yeah. And that's something Tobol's pushed on. I want you guys to be in shape by the time you get here.
And some guys weren't. And yeah. I mean, that's key.
Not everyone's Gronkowski, okay? But then look at Gronk. Gronk will come in and be a man amongst boys, and then he'd get hurt. I mean, sometimes maybe he thinks I can just take 2 weeks and we get back into it. Not everyone is as gifted as he is, and not everyone can go at that rate, okay? So I'd rather you be in shape year round for 10 years, make your money, and then you can eat like a fat slob is all you want. Who the hell cares? But you made your money, you had your fun, played a game for 10 years. That's insane to me. How much these guys get paid to play a game, but hey, they're at the top of their ability. No one else can do what the hell they do. So it is warranted in that fashion.
No, absolutely. And I mean, Gronk was, I don't know if you saw it, but Gronk was playing, I guess, in the Big Three basketball, and he was hurting people in that. He was hurting people. He was getting all sorts of rebounds. It seemed like he was Dennis Rodman out there, But I mean, he looks like he can still play athletically. He's still in great shape, obviously, and that was just something I saw that was funny. Ken Smith, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate the super sticker. Much love. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, we try and keep bringing as much content as we can dive into. I mean, we're obsessed. We're just bringing our obsession to you guys.
Yeah. And so with that said, let's we got about 20 more minutes here in the stream. Let's break down the roster a little bit. I'll bring up the depth chart here. Obviously, we look at the offense, quarterback, running back is pretty much set. We pretty much talked about that. It's going to be Tom Brady, Blaine Gabbert, Kyle Trask, and then Griffin as your practice squad quarterback. Running back, we mentioned it, probably going to be Fournette, White, Vaughn, maybe Gio Bernard, maybe Gio as a practice squad candidate, but I think he's going to be on the roster. you disagree with any of that. I think we're pretty much clear.
Yeah, it all depends on the wide receiver room. What do they do there? I mean,
Mm,
do you only keep those 3 running backs, or is this going to be hard? I mean, all Rashard White you got to keep and find ways to use him. That's the thing. Gio Bernard and Keyshawn Vaughn are very viable options. Do you not dress one? Is that the thing you do? I don't know. But I would assume those 4 are on the roster. And then wide receiver room is the biggest. Who the hell do you keep? Who do you drop? And I guess let's make that decision now. What do you think's going to happen?
I think, before last week, I thought they were going to keep 7, but I think they're going to go with.
Wait, what kind of plays?
Yeah, he's still on the team. He's still on the team. He still
Like,
holds.
still living?
He holds an important job, and that's to make sure drunk Tom Brady is good to go.
Hell of a
So,
job. Hell of a
yeah,
job.
yeah, hell of a job, hell of a job, hell of a life to live. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. But wide receiver, when you look at it, obviously the Fantastic Four is going to be here: Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, Russell Gage, and then after that, I think it's Tyler Johnson and Jalen Darden, and I think that's it. I think that's all they're going to keep. I think
Really?
Scotty, if they do keep 7, Scotty Miller would probably be 7.
Wait,
But
wait, you said Scotty Miller and Darden.
no. Tyler Johnson
Oh,
will be
Tyler
5.
Johnson. Okay.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson will be 5, and then Darden will be 6. And then after that, I don't know if they keep a 7th guy. I think the rest of them, obviously, I think Devin Tompkins they want to keep on the practice squad. Other than that, Brashad Perriman maybe as a veteran, on the practice squad. But yeah, they might say goodbye to Scotty if they can't trade him.
I mean, so my thing, I'm pulling for Devin Tompkins, but I can understand why they wouldn't because of experience. You just need it. I know Scotty had a trashy preseason. So many perfect opportunities to just make easy
Yeah,
catches. He
he
dropped.
just didn't make the play.
Yeah, like 3 easy ones, 2 really big deep ones, and then one where outside shoulder and literally hit him in the hands. Probably would hit him in the face if he doesn't throw his hands up. But just based off his continuity with the team, knowledge of the offense, ability to play special teams. I think if they do keep 7, he does make it, and all the
Mhm.
rest go special teams. But he's the
Yeah.
only one that's the outlier to me because Darden, your return specialist, a guy that I think they're going to use in certain ways along the lines of what Russell Gage is going to be used in.
Mhm.
So if you can rest one, kind of throw the other one in. And then Tyler Johnson he just looks way more polished, way more comfortable in his skin playing the game. I know it's preseason, but
Mhm.
he just does. And I think that's 6 right there that you already see on the screen. Evans, Godwin, Gage, Jones, Johnson, Darden. I think that's already set in stone. It's just do they keep that 7th? And that's
Yeah.
a big scare.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And it's tough for TB12 Goatman in here. He loves him. Obviously, number 1 fan there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Scotty Miller too.
Yeah.
Obviously we'll never forget his play in the Packers game and that championship to help us get to the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. And obviously he's got great chemistry with Tom Brady, but I just feel like that time, unfortunately, he just didn't produce enough to separate himself amongst the others. And yeah, and they could still trade him again. He could
Yeah.
be a trade option.
Just
Um,
that's right there. Supply and demand said.
mhm.
Scotty's name could get us O-line depth or a running or a cornerback. And then there's a team. I bet the Packers pick up Scotty. They know what he can do. I
Yeah.
mean, imagine if you can try and trade him for one of the Packers linemen. They're loaded in the linemen.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's all options. I mean, I know they're going to be calling and seeing what they can get if they
Right.
can't hold these guys on the roster. But it's big decision time now.
And we'll move along to the tight ends. Obviously, the 4 are going to make it. So it's going to be Cameron Brate, Kyle, K-Dot, my boy, my favorite pick of this class. Like he's the man. And then Kokeef, the fullback, tight end, utility, special teams, do it all type of player. He's going to be on the team. JJ Hallen, I think, would be great for the practice squad. I really liked some of the things he did. He caught the football well, made some plays. So he's got potential. I think we can move on to the offensive line unless you have anything you want to say on the tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, I love the room. Those are your special teams kind of aces, K. Dot and Kokeef right now.
Yeah.
But that's that's not necessarily the best thing to me. Yeah, they're dependable, but I want some speed guys. Like, give me some guy that can actually do it flying down the field. I know Kate Otten Key for like making tackles that you should make. I'm looking more for the flyer that will make a huge play, downing the ball inside the 5, flying down, getting the guy right when he catches it. We just haven't seen that. That's the scary part about it. That's one talking point. But either way, those are your special teams guys that you want to show up to.
Yeah. Well, I think their main job is going to be just blocking, punt return and kick return blocking, helping you in that facet. Yeah, they'll be asked to run down the field too, but we're going to leave the speed to the other positions, across the field. Then offensive line, again, that's been a big talking point. Obviously, your starting 5 is listed there: Donovan Smith, Giddicky, Hainsey, Mason, and Worse. I think that's a solid starting 5. I I believe in it. I know this coaching staff believes in it. I'm excited to see what they can do. And then the backups, I think, are going to be Josh Wells as your backup tackle, Nick Leverett as your backup interior offensive lineman. And then I think Brandon Walton makes it. So that's 8 right there. Do they keep 9? Obviously, I think Ryan Jensen's going to be on the team to start. Then he'll go on IR. So they'll probably keep, I guess, an extra guy. Maybe Fred Johnson makes it just as a extra piece, but that could also be where they add a new player, off of cuts or waivers. So that's something to look for. I think they will look for depth at O-line if it's available. But again, it's not something that I don't think they have to do.
Yeah, I mean, the starting 5 is the starting 5. I think Gedeke does win it. We've touched on it a lot. Wells, Leverett, and Brandon Walton are probably the 3 I would say in there. That's usually the only ones they dress come season, right? 3 backups or 2 usually.
Well, you usually only have like 7 dress, maybe 8 at the most. So I named 8 right there.
Yeah.
Usually they'll keep 9 linemen on the roster. You'll have 2 inactive, 7 on game day.
Wells keeps making it.
Yeah,
Wells just keeps making it. I'm not the biggest fan of his work, let's put it that way, but
yeah,
hey, he just keeps making it. Does just enough. I mean, Fred Johnson, they like his size, but again, he's a lot of size, but not much to it. Let's see. There's another practice squad guy they probably want to hold on to. But it is what it is, guys. That's the only area we'd probably see someone get added. But let's move on to the defense. Your loaded defense.
yeah, definitely. Scroll down here so we can see it. There we
Boom.
go. Yeah, I mean, we talked about the front 7. Again, this is a loaded front 7. I really like it. The 6 right here: William Golson, Vea, Hicks, Logan Hall, Nacho, Patrick O'Connor. That's your 6. I think Sanat, maybe Patoa make it as your practice squad candidates.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really good group inside.
Because it's a combination of size, speed, knowing what the assignment is. I mean, run stuffers first that lead into pressure into the pocket. I mean, and Logan Hall, he's the biggest outlier. Like, what does he become? Does he become that third down nasty human being that just causes havoc, or is he going to have a rough time learning? That's the biggest thing. If he can turn into something, this defense can go into another level, which is going to be disgusting because isn't really. You've seen a little bit of spark in the preseason, but again, preseason, I want to see what happens in the regular season. And then I want to move over to, and I agree with the backups. I don't think Sanat or Patoa actually make it. I think it's those 6. The outside linebackers, JTS, Carl Nassib, Shaq Barrett, Anthony Nelson. Yes, those are your 4 guys. We'll touch more on Carl, but I want to touch on this. JTS, I know we're all assuming he's going to get better. He's going to do a great job, blah, blah, blah. But I really do want to see that jump. I want to see him take that next step to being a really good or a great pass rusher because he has all the tools, he has the ability, and look at the guys he's playing around. Take your step forward. I know we're hoping for it, but I want to see it actually happen.
No, I agree, and I got to get this comment in here. I think, Mark, is this your account? Like, has this been your account all along? Supply and demand? Because Mark tells me this every day. He's like, why does he do that stupid spin move? It doesn't go anywhere. And yeah, just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We talk about that often. But yeah, I agree.
Better never do that shit again. I fully freaking agree. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe what the hell I saw, and he did it multiple times in that game. I didn't say it on our review video, but I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I go, "What is this guy? Is this serious? Is this a joke?" Like, but stick to what is working, do it consistently well, and then expand on it gradually. But
Yeah.
don't do a damn spin move. Watch him get a spin move on his first sack.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
laugh my ass off if he does.
It's definitely happened. But back to JTS, I think, obviously he's got to take that next step up, and I expect him to do so. I think he's got the skill set, obviously the speed rush, the power. Uh, it's just getting that plan together, getting that pass rush plan, knowing how to set guys up with your moves and execute it. I think he'll be fine. He's going to be able to finish more this year. He's going to have the single matchups,
Yeah.
so he's got to win them, and that'll be definitely a piece to watch. Uh, against the Cowboys coming up here soon. So, but yeah, the four you mentioned, I agree. I think those are locked in. Now, do they keep a fifth guy in Jannard Avery, as we see here, who they like and showed pass rush ability? And it sounds like he's kind of a lock, to make the team already.
Yeah, if you listen to Bowles talk about
Mm,
him, that's that special teams ace they were talking about.
yeah.
And then someone wanted to talk about Carl Nassib. What do we see from him? A lot of what the coaches said. I mean, he already looks assignment sound. He knows what he's doing. He's using his long levers to his advantage big time. Still got the motor. Maybe he's just trying to get his legs underneath him, get into game shape. Something again. It's the difference between practicing and being in game shape. You can't just train fully for that. You got to have someone running into you, 300, another 300-pound man,
Yeah.
trying to prevent you from moving. Takes a lot out of you. But I think him in a backup role would be awesome. And to rotate them in and out, get them gradually going, awesome. A guy that knows the system, familiar with the players, plug and play kind of thing. I think it's perfect. Imagine him and Anthony Nelson in on running downs with Vita Vea and Akeem Hicks in the middle. How the
Yeah.
hell do you get around that?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I love those two. I think Carl will be just fine. Anthony Nelson, I'm super excited about because he continues to take steps forward. I thought he played outstanding in this preseason. And he's another guy that can come in and you don't really have to worry about. Like, he's just going to do his job, and he's going to find a way to impact the play somehow. He's always around the football as well, so I love that about him. So yeah, really excited about that group. And then the next position is very interesting. Who's going to get cut? Who's going to stay? We already mentioned it before, but obviously Levante David, Devin White, those are your stars. They're going to be in there. KJ Britt took a little step forward. Still, there's some questions with the athleticism, not as fast sideline to sideline. He kind of struggles with that. And then after that, it's between Grant Stewart and Akunle Fadakasi, who played lights out in preseason and showed a lot of good things. So
Is his brother going to give him better chances to make the team?
not according to Todd Bowles, but it should be interesting. Like, is this a position they keep five as well? Because Grant Stewart, like you said, excellent on special teams. So they might have to keep both.
I don't know. This is the tough decisions. This is Jason Light's area where he's going to have to make a big decision.
Mm,
Talk with Keith Armstrong. Do you really, really need him that badly for
yeah.
special teams? I know.
Or could they sneak one? Yeah, could they sneak one on the practice squad, you think?
A Grant Stewart maybe, but then
Yeah.
again, maybe one of these bigger teams that want a guy like that can just scoop him up. I mean,
Right.
I don't see many saying, "Oh, that's going to be my starting linebacker." I don't see that, but it's one of these pieces where that you need a guy like that to be an ace on your special teams unit. I mean, it's a part of the team that you need. It's a
Mm.
3 phases. You need to have that third phase too. That's the only way I can see him limping on. That's really the only way. That's truly. And then corners, let's run down to there.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest liability people say it is. Again, I can see this. Agreed. But your number one, CB1, Carlton Davis, shoe in, Jamel Dean, SMB. Who's going to be the actual outside corner? We don't officially know just yet. Those are the two that people have worries about. Can they catch balls? Do they stay in the situation in the zone that they need to be in?
Hmm.
I think it's D. Delaney. I don't know, Rashard Robinson. Or, I mean, obviously McCollum's going to be there, but
Yeah.
is it just D. Delaney, or do you think Robinson makes it too?
Well, yeah, obviously you mentioned the first three, and then Zion's going to be in there. Yeah, I think it's going to be down to, like you said, D. Delaney and Rashad. I don't feel they'll keep 6 unless they feel Zion is going to take longer with his hamstring, but it seems like he's going to be ready for week 1. So, yeah, that's tough. I would probably say they would lean towards Delaney, and then Rashad would probably be a practice squad candidate to keep on as an extra. And then the safety room is pretty much set, in my opinion. I think it's going to be the 4 with Mike Edwards, Winfield, Logan Ryan, Keanu Neal, and then Nolan Turner, I think, makes it to the practice squad. I don't think they'll keep him on as a 5th. And then special teams, we have it. And Jake Camarda, Suck Up, and then Borgals will be released. And that's really your 53 guys. And of course, there can always be additions. Offensive line depth could be added. If someone gets cut, special team players could be added. All that could, be a potential possibility.
All right. So with that said, let me bring this question up then. Who are your 2 gunners on special teams? Because that's mainly the only areas of concern. Like, you don't really know.
Yeah.
Either. I mean, is it McCollum, even though you very sparingly saw him do it, and D. Delaney? Or is it those your 2 speed guys?
I think one of them is going to be whoever's not the starter between Jamel Dean and Sean Murphy Bunting. I think one of those will be probably one of your gunners. And then, yeah, it'll be between McCollum, or we could see.
Because I know they use Vaughn at times there.
Yeah, Keyshawn Vaughn could be an option for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to, one of those guys. And then, yeah, maybe Rashad Robinson if he makes it over Delaney. I think Rashad has been a little bit better in that area as far as special teams. But yeah, it's really going to come down to those guys. And hopefully one of them can do the job consistently.
Like you say, a mouth sore.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sadly, it is.
Just have Camarda kick it out of bounds every time. That's that's what you got to do.
If he's that good of a place, maybe that's what their whole scheme was. You don't need a gunner. Just right at the 1 yard line every time. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's why we drafted you that high.
Yeah. And then on kickoffs, just kick the ball in the end zone and get a touchback every time. That's what we have to do.
It wouldn't hurt. That would not hurt. All right.
Yeah.
So any other questions in the chat, guys, bring them. I love the community we got in here. It's awesome. Everyone has something to say. I love the banter back and forth you guys get with each other. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
We'll bring up some stuff.
Be sure to hit that like button. Again, we have over 50 people in here. Much support, much thank you to all you guys. The season's almost here. We're very excited. We're excited because we haven't even shown you the content we have in store for this season. We're so pumped about it. And we really like the new format that we have going. A lot more informative videos, shorter videos, and just good content that, we're excited for. And we haven't even got to our film studies yet. I know film study is the highlight of what we do, and we're very excited to bring more of that this year. Yeah, just can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. So again, hit that like button, help support the channel, and go Bucs as always. We appreciate you guys.
And then here's the best talking point of all, plus. Let's bring it up. I know you're going to love talking about him. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. O'Keefe is the key fullback.
Yes. Jeff, saved by grace. He is on this the last couple of days, and I love it. We appreciate the subscribe. Looks like you're new here, so thank you so much for joining us. If you have been a long-time subscriber, again, we thank you so much. But yeah, O'Keefe is definitely a big factor. He's going to have a huge impact on this team, just in his blocking ability, whether it's at fullback or just blocking as a tight end and helping with max protection. Like, that's going to be a big factor. Yes, I do need a hug from Co. I need a hug.
He may break you, though. Be careful what you ask for.
I know. That guy's a big dude. Big dude.
He does look humongous, like just broad. I mean, think about the ways he's going to fill in. No one can be Gronk, but ways you can pad it up to equal Gronk. I mean, Kate Otten, hell of a blocker. O'Keefe, hell of a blocker. These guys in max protection to help Brady make these throws. See, O'Keefe can be, his job is leading blocking and play action passes. And if he can pick up pass protection, he will be what we need him to be. Yeah, 100% agree. A lot of what he was drafted for was to block. Everyone you talk to, coaches, players alike, Cam Brate even said it. He's a man. He brings a grittiness to the room, something they don't really have. And add that to these gifted pass catchers they have on the outside. Give it to O'Keefe. We may do a damn film study solely on his blocking this year, which would be phenomenal.
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see how they utilize the roster. Again, guys, this is a great team Jason Light and his staff has put together. They have every piece they need. Yes, the concern offensive line, sure. But let's see how it plays out. Let's see how they scheme it up. You still have a great quarterback in Tom Brady, the best. You have receivers everywhere. You got running backs that can run the football, offensive line that can run block, and that loves to do it. So that's going to be awesome to see. I think you're going to see more balance on the offense, a defense that's going to be super aggressive as always, but that can play smarter and be more effective, which is going to lead to more turnovers, catching the football. I think these corners are going to actually catch the ball this year. So that's going to be fun to see. I don't think you're going to see the Jamel Dean, oops, I dropped it moment. Yeah. So I think that's going to be fun. They know it's an emphasis. And I can't wait to see Antoine Winfield in the slot, like, stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. See him making plays everywhere. I'm excited. I can't wait. This preseason is just like, it's hard to watch, guys. You guys can relate. It's hard to watch. And now we're getting into the real nitty gritty, as Mark likes to say. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Love to see it. Winners win. Let's go.
Yeah. And with that, one other thing, it could be Tom Brady's last season, so go out and do it. But also, like Justice said over here, last season for Gene Deckeroff too. So we better do some balls out, balls of the wall shit, because we got to win this for Gene. If there's one person winning for, Gene it is. Fire them cannons. Let's Bucs. Let's win. Let's go all the way, baby. Let's do this. It's gonna be a fun ride. I'm glad to have all you guys with us along the journey. We got some content coming, like Plus said. It's gonna be fun, exciting, and as Krillin said, watch the guy.
Absolutely. I'm going to end it right there. Everyone have a great night. Go Bucs, and we'll see you on the next one.
Woo!